Welcome back to WISD Stadium. We're about 3 minutes away from kickoff here. Waco High hosts the Killeen Kangaroos. The colors are being brought out onto the center of WISD Stadium by members of our United States military. Both teams are lined up along their respective sidelines, helmets under their left arm, hands over their hearts for our national anthem, which we'll bring you in just a minute. Bryan, it is a beautiful night for football and a big game for Waco High as they face their second consecutive 6A opponent. We'll pause here for the playing by the Waco High band of the national anthem.
At this time, please stand for the national anthem from the Waco High School Band.
Beautiful. We're about a minute and a half now away from the opening kickoff, probably more than that. The captains have not yet flipped the coin. They're playing Texas, our Texas here on a beautiful night for football. Waco High versus Killeen High, the Kangaroos out of District 8 6A. That's a district that Waco High is very familiar with. They'll play 3 teams out of that district this year. They'll play the Midway Panthers out of Hewitt, Texas. They'll play Harker Heights. And they play Killeen tonight. They also scrimmaged Killeen Ellison 2 Friday nights ago, also out of that same district. And if that, that basically was the district that Waco High has played in for many years, along with Temple, who is now a 18 5A opponent of Waco High. And Waco High will play a big district game against Temple in late October.
Yeah, Tom, Waco High, as many people who listen to this broadcast and follow this team know, Waco High plays in a very challenging district with Temple and some of the teams out of the College Station, Bryan area. And this is the second 6A team of the 4 6A teams that Waco High has scheduled in their non-district schedule. The design behind that is that these games, it's intentional. Waco High goes about, Marty Herbst has said that they schedule 6A teams because they feel like playing 5A teams does not do a sufficient job of preparing them for the challenging district schedule that they have. And Tom, you were talking earlier about the size of this Killeen team. That'll be something that Waco High, I know we're only two games into the season, but that they haven't yet seen yet. And so some learning opportunities tonight, and it'll be a good measuring stick for how this Waco High team is progressing so far, certainly in the season.
Waco High's captains tonight are number 5, Michael Stimson, number 98, Teodric Eastland, number 4, DJ Mangum, and number 20, Terrence Hamilton. Terrence Hamilton, the senior returning starter at running back. He ran for over 1,500 yards last year. Last week he had 16 carries for 85 yards and a touchdown, part of that triple threat of Terrence Hamilton, Randy Carpenter, and LaDon King. Carpenter ran for 71 yards and a touchdown, and LaDon King ran for 33 tough yards last year as Waco High really showed off that potent running attack. And that doesn't even take into account Jalen Harris's 2 touchdown runs, 9 rushes, 34 yards for Jalen Harris to go with 134 passing yards. Waco High has won the toss, and they have elected to receive the opening kickoff. Killeen will defend the north end zone, so they'll turn their back to the left. Waco High will be moving right to left here in the first quarter. Waco High and Killeen, let's take a short break, maybe just 2 commercials. You've been listening to the Waco High pregame show brought to you by Central National Bank. We'll be back in 1 minute with the kickoff of this game. You're listening to Waco High Football, 101.3 FM. Hey, Cameron, really maybe just 1 commercial.
Waco fans, please get on your feet tonight. It's football time in Texas.
Welcome back to WISD Stadium. About to get this one kicked off here from Waco ISD Stadium. Killeen Kangaroos wearing their white jerseys, white pants, white shoes, their maroon helmets with a big old silver K on the side for Killeen. Jesus Gomez, the senior kicker, tees this ball up in the middle of the field. Waco High sends 3 men back to receive. Randy Carpenter, Quinn Williams, Danico Gibson. Waco High and Killeen, second week of the season, and Gomez kicks a high short kick. It's going to be fielded at the 33-yard line by Mangum to the 40 to the 43-yard line. Good heads up by Mangum there to see that short kick fielded in no man's land and get it out past the 40-yard line. Waco High will start this offensive possession with very good field position at their own. They can spot that ball right at the 43-yard line on the left hash. Jalen Harris, the senior quarterback, brings his team out onto the field. Josh Hamilton, Michael Stimson, LaDon King split wide to the right. Quinn Williams split wide to the left. Terrence Hamilton is to the left of Jalen Harris, who is in the shotgun on first down. First play of the game. Zone read, now he wants to throw. Harris pump fakes. He's going to be sacked in the backfield at the 39-yard line. Loss of 4 on the play. And that was Amir Ward, the sophomore defensive end, who came off that left defensive end and kind of cut off Jalen Harris's route to the right sideline. So it brings up second down and 14 for Waco High. Opening possession of the game, Waco High and Killeen, WISD Stadium. Jalen Harris in the shotgun, and he hands off to Terrence Hamilton, who gets across the 40 to the 42. Gain of 3. It brings up third down and 11 for Waco High on their opening possession. LaDon King and Quinn Williams split far out to the left. Josh Hamilton in the slot on the left, so 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and Jalen Harris rolls to his left. Now he's pressured, looks to throw, throws, caught by King right at the first down marker, and I think he got it. Do they call that a catch? They do call it a catch at the Killeen 45-yard line and a first down.
Really nice throw by Jalen Harris, but unfortunately there's a penalty flag on the field, and I think this is going to come back.
Well, they call a hold on Waco High, and that will wipe out a nice little pass play. Now that flag was thrown right as where Jalen Harris he rolled and then set up in a little pocket there.
Yeah, it looked like they got Darion McLean with a holding penalty. That was one of the guys that when you asked Terrence Hamilton who he wants to run behind on that offensive line, he said Darion McLean because that's a big dude. Got caught for holding though.
Now it's 3rd and 22 for Waco High from their own 31-yard line, and Harris drops straight back, and now he runs. He's got the 35 left sideline out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Not anywhere close to a first down, and that will bring Chris Escada, the place kicker and punter, off the bench. Waco High really uses 2 punters. Escada when he's got a full field out in front of him. Michael Stimson punts when they're trying to pooch kick it, pin them inside the 20. Escada stands at the Waco High 26-yard line. The snap is good, rugby-style punt. It's a good kick. It's a high, wobbly, kind of spirally kick. It hits at the 20, takes a Waco High bounce inside the 15. It's just going to roll inside the 10 to the 9 to the 8 to the 5-yard line, and killed there by Terrence Hamilton. So a great kick by Escada.
Yeah, Tom, miscommunication by the punt returners for Killeen, Montego Mucklevaney, which we're going to try to say his name as much as possible tonight, and DJ Dormius. Looked like one of them thought the other one was going to catch it. Ended up nobody caught it, and it took a fortuitous bounce for Waco High, pinning Killeen here inside their own 5-yard line for their opening possession.
Senior quarterback Marcellus Johnson in the shotgun. He's got one man in the backfield with him, 2 receivers to the right, 2 receivers to the left. Now Marcellus Johnson looks to the sideline. Demariante Morris to his right, throws left side. It is caught, and Demarion Lyons pushes DJ Dormius out of bounds after a gain of about 3 to the 8-yard line. 2nd down and 7 for Killeen. They go without a huddle. Montego Mucklevaney split far out to the left, 2 receivers to the right. One man in the backfield is Moore, stands next to Marcellus Johnson. Now throws left side. Mucklevaney caught at the 10, out of bounds right at the 9-yard line. I think that's going to be just short of the 1st down. It's going to bring up 3rd down and about less than 1. Now they spot that inside the 14-yard line. Sorry about that. Off by 5 yards. So it does. It brings up 3rd down and a long one from the 14.
On 3rd and 1, they put Nakevion Vincent back in for Anthony Eastland.
Big 3rd down and 1 play from their own 14-yard line for Killeen. And quarterback keep. He's going to be slung down by Nakevion Vincent in the backfield. Loss of 1. It's going to bring up a punting situation.
I'd say that was a good coaching decision, wouldn't you, Tom?
It was a good coaching decision. Bring in the big 315-pound Nakevion Vincent.
Yeah, and he absolutely blew that play up. As soon as the running back for Killeen got the ball in the backfield, he was met very quickly by Nakevion Vincent. And, yeah, nice job by the Waco High defense.
DJ Mangum and Tiandre Basie back to receive this kick. Left-footed, low line drive kick, bounces to 45. Basie has it at midfield. To the 45, out of bounds at the 42-yard line, and a good job by Tiandre Basie to grab that ball. That ball was a low line drive kick. It bounced shy of Basie. He had no chance to catch it, but he caught it on the one hop, a real difficult one hop, and probably saved about 20, 25 yards of field position by fielding that punt and running it back to the 42 of Killeen.
Yeah, it feels like every game we see a punt where it bounces and then proceeds to roll another 25 yards against Waco High. And that was a really nice grab by Tiandre Basie. He kind of had to reach behind his own body to snatch it.
Here is the handoff, right side to Terrence Hamilton, who gets to the 45-yard line. They do spot him right at the 35-yard line. I'm going to get these yard markers right here in a second, Bryan. It's a gain of 7 for Terrence Hamilton, brings up 2nd down and 3. Waco High goes quickly, and here is Jalen Harris. Own read, keeps it to the right side to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Flag comes in. Touchdown, Jalen Harris, if it stands. A flag did come in at the 10-yard line.
If it stands, it'll go for a 35-yard touchdown run. Looked like most of the Killeen offense was so fixated on Terrence Hamilton that they forgot about Jalen Harris.
And they get Michael Stimson for a downfield block in the back right at the 10-yard line, but that is going to be 1st down and 10, Waco High. Let's see where they spot that ball, probably right there at the 19-yard line. Jalen Harris faked the ball to Terrence Hamilton, pulled it out, kind of went off right tackle, scampered right up the right hash into the end zone. The holding penalty brings it out to the 19, the block in the back penalty brings it out to the 19-yard line. 1st down and 10, Waco High from the Killeen 20. No score, 8:35 to play 1st quarter. Harris play action, wants to throw, throws left side, incomplete. Intended receiver was Josh Hamilton, who just fell down trying to make a cut.
Yeah, Josh Hamilton, who was the what did we call him last week? The Bryan Fonville inaugural player of the game.
Yes.
Yeah, Josh Hamilton, who had a great, really varsity debut for Waco High last week with a couple of touchdowns and some really athletic, nice catches catches that you and I probably couldn't make. We'll just put it that way.
LaDon King comes in at running back. He's in the backfield, 2 receivers to the right. Quinn Williams split to the left. Hamilton is in the slot on the left, and they bring the blitz, and here is LaDon King around left end. He's got a lot of room to the 15, to the 10, to the 5. LaDon King, 19-yard touchdown run, and Waco High is on the scoreboard.
Really nice play design by Waco High. Killeen brought pressure up the middle. Waco High had a play called to the left side, and LaDon King found himself some open field and really kind of strolled into the end zone once he rolled around the left side. Great way for this Waco High team. You know, they got off to an early start, a quick start last week, Tom, and it's good to see them jump out early on the scoreboard this week, too.
Senior linebacker Jaden Bishop is the holder on the extra points for Chris Escada. Trying to make this a 7-point lead. Here's the snap. It's kind of high. Bishop gets it down, and Escada gets the kick up and through the uprights. Waco High takes a 7-0 lead, 8:22 to play from WISD Stadium. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium, where Waco High takes its second offensive possession, and a 19-yard LaDon King run and a Chris Escada kick make this a 7-0 lead, Waco High over Killeen. Chris Escada tees this ball up on the left hash. He'll kick to either DJ Dormius or Montego Mucklevaney. Mucklevaney takes it at the 5-yard line, runs left, and Danico Gibson slings him down at the 11-yard line. Great special teams play by Danico Gibson. Killeen will start its second consecutive possession with terrible field position. You know, the Chris Escada punt pinned them at their own 5 on their first offensive possession. They start this one. They actually give him a very, very generous spot out to the 13-yard line, but still a fantastic special teams play by Danico Gibson and the Waco High kick coverage team. And here comes Marcellus Johnson out to lead his Killeen Kangaroos. 1st and 10 from the 13. Man comes in motion, jet sweep right side, up the right hash to the 15-20, tripped up at the 25-yard line. Flag comes in. I think that's going to be a hold on the corner by Killeen. If the play does go for a gain of 15 yards, let's see what the call is. It is a hold on Killeen. That's going to take that back.
Wipes out a nice pickup by Killeen, probably an unnecessary hold too.
Pushes that ball back to, it's a spot foul, so it goes to back to the 10-yard line and brings up 1st down and 13 from the 10. Killeen trails Waco High 7-0, 8 minutes to play first quarter, WISD Stadium. Marcellus Johnson in the shotgun. He's got Elijah Taylor. Check that. DeMariante Moore to his left, and Moore gets it on the inside trap play to the 15, and Coleman tackles him at the 19-yard line. Dooley Coleman on the tackle. Nice gain, though, for DeMariante Moore. D-E-M-A-R-I-O-N-T-A-E, if you are keeping score at home, is how DeMariante is spelled. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Moore is to the right of Johnson, who's in the shotgun on 2nd down and 4. Johnson wants to throw, and he's got time now. Vincent chases him out of the pocket to the left. Looks upfield, throws, tipped. It is caught at the 31-yard line, and 1st down out to the 33-yard line. That ball was tipped by an offensive player and then caught by DJ Dormius.
Yeah, Zion Love, another one of the great names on the Killeen Kangaroos team, tipped that ball, and fortunate to have it land in the hands of DJ Dormius. Waco High defender was nearby and had a chance, but didn't work out.
And on 1st and 10 from the 33, throws left side, caught inside screen pass, gain of 1 to the 34-yard line. And that was DJ Dormius on the reception, and Demarion Lyons and DJ Mangum combined on the tackle for Waco High. 2nd down and 9, Killeen from their own 34-yard line. Waco High leads 7-0, 6:30 to play first quarter. Ball on the left hash on 2nd and 9. Johnson back to pass, screen pass, caught by Moore at the 30, but he's hemmed in, and Nakevion Vincent finishes him off for a loss of 1. Back to the original line of scrimmage at the 33-yard line, brings up 3rd down and 10.
And Nakevion Vincent gets up motioning, feed me, feed me. You know, as I was watching that play develop, Tom, that was a screen pass all the way. Nikivion Vincent got past his offensive lineman, realized, I think I know what's going on here, and actually cut back, recognizing what the play was, and ended up being able to finish that play off. Good play recognition by the Waco High defense.
3rd down and 10. Big 3rd down and 10 for Killeen from their own 33-yard line. Johnson rolls to his left side, looks up the left sideline. It is thrown incomplete. Great coverage by Demarion Lyons along the far sideline, and a 4th down coming up for Killeen. You know, Waco High was substituting a lot of defensive players on that series. A lot of depth on the defensive side of the ball for Waco High. Frankly, depth I didn't expect to see this year, but Sammy Johnson came in on that play along with Corey Ebron. Randy Carpenter now stands at the Waco High 30-yard line to receive this punt on 4th and 10. Killeen will punt it away to Waco High, who leads Killeen 7-0. And here is the left-footed punt. It's going to be a short punt. It's going to bounce at the 30, takes a Killeen roll. It's just going to roll to a stop. Now it's rolling still to the 20, killed right at the 20-yard line. Waco High will take over its 3rd offensive possession.
Yeah, Tom, you were talking about that depth. Demarion Lyons, who had an interception last week, really is what jump-started Waco High's offensive assault last week with that early interception. Continues to shine here early in this ball game. Great coverage to break up that 3rd down pass attempt by Killeen.
So Waco High will start this offensive possession at its own 20-yard line. Michael Stimson splits far to the right. Josh Hamilton in the slot on the right. 2 running backs in the backfield next to Jalen Harris, and Hamilton gets the call over right guard, and he bowls his way for 4 to just shy of the 25-yard line. Give him 5 to the 25.
And these are good pickups for 1st down, putting Waco High in very manageable 2nd and 3rd down situations.
Terrence Hamilton stands to the right of Jalen Harris. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Here is the handoff to Hamilton left side. He's at the 31-yard line, absolutely flattens a man to the 35 to the 37-yard line.
Man, he put a lick on that Killeen defensive back. Hopefully we'll get a chance to see it here on the replay, and you could probably, for those who were listening, you could hear the reaction, the audible reaction of the Waco High sideline and fans.
1st down and 10, Waco High from their own 37-yard line, throws left side, caught LaDon King, makes a sidestep at the 40 to the 41-yard line. Gain of 4.
Again, another positive, good pickup on 1st down for Waco High.
4:45 to play 1st quarter. Waco High leads Killeen 7-0 here at WISD Stadium. Terrence Hamilton and LaDon King in the backfield. Jalen Harris in the shotgun. Michael Stimson split far to the right. Quinn Williams split to the left. Josh Hamilton in the slot on the right. Really more like a wingback. Now he goes in motion right to left. Josh Hamilton does. Pitch back. Terrence Hamilton, left side, follows his blockers to the 40 to the 45-yard line and out of bounds there. Pickup of about 2. No, maybe about 4. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 for Waco High.
Yeah, it looked like if Terrence Hamilton could have stayed in bounds, he had a nice window to pick up maybe 5 more yards. Very rarely does he run out of bounds without being pushed out of bounds.
But here is a big 3rd down and 2 for Waco High at their own 45-yard line. And here is the snap. Hamilton up the middle. He's got the 1st down to midfield.
Waco High kind of faked a pitch to LaDon King, and that opened up just enough room on the inside for Terrence Hamilton to squeeze forward for the 1st down.
Now Jalen Harris sends 4 wide receivers to the left and 1 to the right, and Killeen sees something they don't like, something odd, and they call a timeout. 4:03 to play 1st quarter. Waco High leads Killeen 7-0. And I like that timeout call by that coaching staff, because I looked down there and I thought they're sending 4 receivers out to that left side and 1 to the right. And
like, that looks a little different.
That's exactly right. And Michael Stimson, who was the sole man out to the right, he kind of, when they called timeout, he kind of threw his hands down like, dadgummit, you know, like,
we had something special
they had
planned.
something drawn up.
Well, they'd been going hurry up on those last few snaps, and it looked like they were kind of maybe building to set that up once they got the 1st down. While we have a pause in the action, Tom, I just want to give a shout out and thank everyone who's listening on Facebook. We have a Facebook live stream going of this broadcast, and we have a couple of people listening in so far. Judith Zumbel, well, I probably mispronounce her name every year, and Judith, if so, I'm very sorry for that. And I also want to give a shout out to Vita Casey, says, "Let's go Waco." Thanks for tuning in. If you're listening, give us a comment, and we'll give you an on-air shout out. And I see some of those little heart icons going right now, so I think that means they're still listening.
First down and 10, Waco High from midfield. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff to Terrence Hamilton right up the middle, goes for 3. Maybe about 2 to the 48-yard line, and that reaction was he just went helmet to helmet with one of the Killeen linebackers. Brings up second down and 8 for Waco High from the Killeen 48-yard line.
Yeah, Waco High attempted a pass on their opening possession, first down, and I don't think they've tried to throw on a first down since then.
Second down and 8, 2 receivers right, 1 left. Play action. Harris throws left side. Quinn Williams, and he just overthrows him. Oh, he had his man beat up the left sideline, and I mean overthrew him by about a quarter of a step.
Yeah, Quinn Williams ran a really nice route, a double move, and got the cornerback to jump. And Tom, just as you said, just a little too much not velocity, but what am I trying to say?
Distance.
Too much distance. That would be the right word. Too much distance on that throw. That's a sophisticated word that I don't get to use that often. So
you're doing just fine, Bryan. Third down and 8 for Waco High from the Killeen 48-yard line, and 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Harris back to pass, screen being set up, and it is incomplete. And Terrence Hamilton just got caught up in the defensive line, and that'll bring up 4th down and 8. And expect to see, I don't know if we'll see Stimson or Escada or the Waco High offense here on 4th and 8 from the 48.
And that's the second time we've seen a play almost identical to that happen last week, where Terrence Hamilton got caught in the defensive line and wasn't able to get freed up to catch that ball.
Killeen's having trouble with their personnel, and Stimson throws it left side on 4th down. Caught by Quinn Williams at the 30, the 25. First down, Waco High, and Marty Herbst draws up a special teams trick play, and Michael Stimson throws a beautiful ball to Quinn Williams for the first down.
Yeah, from the looks of that, I don't know if Killeen knew that Michael Stimson played quarterback half the time last year.
Now Waco High comes with that 4 receivers to the left, Michael Stimson to the right. On first down and 10 from the 20, and Jalen Harris just going to run it right up the middle, and he's going to slide to a stop after a gain of 3 to the 19-yard line. That seemed like a big, like we built that up way too much, didn't it? It was really just a quarterback draw.
Okay. I think they were trying to spread out Killeen so much to where maybe Jalen Harris could. I think there was some good thoughts behind it.
I do too. 2nd and 7, handoff. No, Jalen Harris keeps it left side, makes a great move at the 15 to the 10, left sideline, 5, touchdown, Jalen Harris. 19-yard Jalen Harris touchdown run, and Waco High goes up by 2 touchdowns.
Jalen Harris runs it up the middle for 2 yards on the previous play, says, you know what, I'm not going to try this up the middle stuff. I'm going to run it around the sideline, runs it 19 yards. Waco High's second 19-yard touchdown run of the evening.
Jalen Bishop to hold for Chris Escada. Snap is back, good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it is good, and Waco High on the Jalen Harris touchdown run following the Michael Stimson fake punt goes up 14-0, 2:45 to play first quarter. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Waco High leads 14-0, and here is the kick. High fielded, bounced off the return man at the 12. He picks it up. He's hit hard balls on the ground. Waco High's all around it, and they recover at the 14-yard line. Waco High with another special teams turnover. Gets the fumble at the 12-yard, spot that at the 14-yard line.
I know we're only in the second game of the season, but if we're going to say that there's a theme so far, it's Waco High's kickoff coverage has just been phenomenal. I don't know what he's doing on those balls, but for some reason, both teams so far this season have had trouble catching them cleanly, and Waco High comes up with another recovery off of a kickoff, and we'll have great field position here in scoring position with 2:38 left in the first quarter.
Jalen Harris in the shotgun. He's got LaDon King in the backfield, who takes the handoff right side, stiff arms a man at the 15, fights his way to the 12.5-yard line, gain of 2.5. Want to say hello to a listener down in Austin, Butch Hayes, tuning in. Butch, we miss you part of this crew. Usually Butch is part of our crew when we don't have a press box to broadcast out of. But Butch, you're welcome even when we're in the comfy confines of WISD Stadium. 2nd down and 8 for Waco High from the 13-yard line of Killeen. And here is the option play left side. Jalen Harris makes it look easy to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Jalen Harris. 13-yard touchdown run by Harris, and Waco High leads by 3 scores.
Again, another really nice play design by Waco High. They've got this Killeen defense fooled because Jalen Harris on that zone read pulled it out for himself and found himself with a lot of open field around that left side.
Quinn Williams threw a really good downfield block. It just looked, Jalen Harris didn't look like anyone was going to touch him. Jaden Bishop holds, Chris Escada kicks. It is good, and Waco High with 1 minute and 58 seconds in the first quarter has a 3-touchdown lead, 21-0. Waco High over Killeen. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium, where Waco High has taken a 21-0 lead over the 6A Killeen Kangaroos. A second consecutive possession with a Jalen Harris touchdown run, and Waco High will kick this ball off to Killeen. Here is the kick. It's high, end over end. It's short. It bounces at the 19-yard line, picked up by Mucklevaney, running left to the, now he reverses field to the 25, room up the right sideline to the 30, to the 35, and hit hard and out of bounds at the 40-yard line. So good field position for Killeen to start this possession.
Tom, while we're waiting for play to resume, I've got a few more shout-outs to give. I want to give a shout-out to Bobby Clark, who's listening on Facebook. He says, "Let's go Lions." Vita Casey, who I mentioned earlier, says she was part of the 06 class and was a part of that Lion Pride band from 2004 to 2005. And Judith, I said that I probably mispronounce her name every year. She says that's okay, but she says, "Let's go Lions." Thank you for forgiving my pronunciation mistakes.
Killeen starts this possession trailing Waco High 21-0, 1:49 to play first quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line, and Johnson double reverse coming around the left side. Now up the hash to midfield to the Waco High 45-yard line, gain of 15 on a double reverse, and that was Zion Love, the aforementioned beautifully named Zion Love. And that's a big 15-yard gain into Waco High territory. Demariante Moore stands to the right of Marcellus Johnson, who wants to throw, and he's pressured, throws left side, caught behind the line of scrimmage, now 45-40. 15 to the 35-yard line. And that was Mucklevaney again, and he's got the first down right at the Waco High 35-yard line. Killeen moving quickly, 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Moore in the backfield next to Johnson. Ball on the left hash on 1st and 10 from the Waco High 35-yard line. Man comes in motion, fakes the jet sweep. Johnson keeps it up the middle. He's hit hard at the 30 to the 29-yard line. Nice gain of 6 for Killeen and their senior quarterback, Marcellus Johnson. Now Johnson sends 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 man in the backfield with him on 2nd down and 4 from the Waco High 29-yard line. Johnson wants to throw left side, caught. Makes a great move at the 30, 1st down to the 25, right sideline out of bounds at the 20-yard line. DJ Dormius pushed out of bounds over there by the Waco High defensive back Javon Ridge, the senior defensive back who had an interception in last week's game.
Yeah, Dormius with a really nice move. Edward Coleman was coming up to make that tackle, and Dormius was just able to get around him.
1st and 10, Killeen from the Waco High 19-yard line. Johnson wants to throw left side. It is caught in the left flats by Dormius. He makes 1 man miss, and now DJ Mangum tackles him at the 15-yard line, gain of 4.
Dormius actually kind of ran into the Waco High defender who was being blocked. You don't really see that too often, but it works out either way for Waco High.
And that will be the end of the first quarter, an eventful first quarter. Waco High answers last week's 4-touchdown first quarter with a 3-touchdown first quarter. They lead Killeen 21-0. We'll be back for the second quarter. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium. Killeen trails Waco High 21-0, but they are on the move. They've got the ball second down and 7 from the Waco High 16-yard line, and here is Moore on the sweep to the right side. He's got the 15. He cuts back at the 10. He's going to have a first down, and he scoots ahead to the 5. It looked like he was down at the 9, but second effort gets him to the 5-yard line. First and goal for Killeen. Just a nice run by Demariante Moore.
Really nice run. It looked several times like he was going to be stopped, and somehow, I'm not really sure how, he managed to get his way to the 5-yard line.
First and goal for Killeen from the Waco High 5-yard line. Call it the 6-yard line. Moore stands to the left of Johnson, who's in the shotgun on first and goal from the 5. And here is Moore right up the middle, and he gets to the 1. Is he in? They say he scores. Demariante Moore goes 5 yards for the Killeen touchdown. Killeen cuts this to a 2-touchdown game. Jesus Gomez will come on to attempt this extra point out of the hold of senior backup quarterback Bo Buckley. Now they look to the sideline. Somebody is missing off that front line.
Would you agree that Bo Buckley is another one of those good Killeen Kangaroo names?
Yeah, it's not nearly as good as Zion Love, but it's still pretty good. The kick is up, and it is good, and Killeen cuts the lead to 21-7. Waco High leads Killeen 21-7, 11:25 to play second quarter. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium, where Killeen has cut into that Waco High lead. Waco High leads 21-7, 11:25 to play second quarter. And here is the kickoff. It is fielded by Carpenter at the 10 to the 20. Nifty move to the 25-30, open field, 40. He's got speed across midfield to the Killeen 45-yard line. And a brilliant return by Randy Carpenter.
Brilliant. And I mean, you could see the way that the field was kind of parting open. It looked like Randy Carpenter was about to take it to the house, and he was. Michael Joseph, the defensive back, playing special teams for Killeen, just was able to get his fingertips, it looked like, on the back of Randy Carpenter's jersey and slow him down enough to keep that from this game from becoming a 28-7 Waco High lead.
It's odd to the human eye, the speed of Randy Carpenter. You know, the return, especially on a kickoff return, the normal angles just don't work for the coverage team, and that's what allowed him to kind of slalom ski up the middle of the field. Setting up Waco High, 1st and 10 from the Killeen 45-yard line. And here's the snap back to Harris, right guard. Hamilton, tough running, gets to the 40-yard line of Killeen. Gain of 5 on first down. Man, Hamilton hits the hole hard, man.
Would you want to be a linebacker on the other team trying to take down Terrence Hamilton?
No. I would be pretending like I had fallen down. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Hamilton stands to the right of Harris on 2nd down and 5. And here goes Hamilton off left guard, right up the left hash, and he's going to take it 40 yards for the Waco High touchdown. Huge hole opened up on that left side, and Terrence Hamilton just ran north and south, actually just south, for the 40-yard touchdown run.
Due south and not touched.
Terrence Hamilton, 40-yard touchdown, makes this a 27-7 Waco High lead. Jalen Bishop will hold for Chris Escada, try to make it a 28-7 game. Here's the snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is good. And Waco High on the 40-yard Terrence Hamilton touchdown run makes this a 28-7 game, 10:44 to play, second quarter. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Raul Toribio, tees this up for Waco High, the left-footed place kicker. Waco High leads Killeen 28-7, 10:44 to play, second quarter. And Toribio gets a nice kick, high kick, fielded at the 4-yard line, up the left sideline, hit at the 19. Now he backpedals and gets more yardage up to the 25 to the 27-yard line in a good return by DJ Dormius. On that last possession, a big 50-yard kickoff return by Randy Carpenter set up the 40-yard Terrence Hamilton touchdown run. And in less than a minute, Waco High answers the Killeen score, 28-7 Waco High, early second quarter from WISD Stadium.
And Tom, really quickly, while we're waiting on the Killeen offense to come back onto the field, I want to give a shout out to Dion Stewart, also listening on Facebook. Thank you, Dion, for tuning in and for supporting Waco High. He's specifically supporting Terrence Hamilton, who just had that 40-yard touchdown run.
1st and 10, Killeen from their own 27-yard line, trailing Waco High 28-7. Here is the snap, jet sweep right end. He's got the 30 to the, breaks a tackle there to the 35, now reverses field to the middle of the field to the 36-yard line, gain of 9.
Actually looked like he lost a yard when he reversed field there.
Zion Love just came on the jet sweep, probably goes for a pass completion as Marcellus Johnson just kind of took the snap and shoveled it forward to the streaking Zion Love. 2nd down and 1 for Killeen from their own 36-yard line. You know, Killeen had that long drive for a touchdown on its last offensive possession, and on 2nd and 1 from the right hash from their own 36-yard line, inside handoff right side, plenty of room, 1st down, 40, 45, tackled from behind at the 48-yard line by Catfish Norman.
Big Catfish moves pretty well for a big guy, about 8 yards behind the line of scrimmage, catching up to the Killeen runner.
There is a Waco High player down on the far sideline, on the Killeen sideline. Their trainers attend to him, and the Waco High trainers come from across the field. Let's take a short break. We'll come back after maybe 1 or 2 commercial break. 28-7, Waco High leads Killeen, 9:49 to play, second quarter. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium, and Waco High leads 28-7, 9:45 to play, second quarter. Killeen 1st and 10 from midfield. Sweep coming left side, nowhere to go. Maybe a gain of 1 from the 49 to midfield.
And while we were away, Tom, Tiandre Basie was escorted off the field. It looked like his right ankle or something with his right leg. He wasn't really putting much pressure on that leg as the Waco High trainers escorted him back to the Waco High sideline.
2nd down and 9, Killeen from midfield. Marcellus Johnson in the shotgun. Pump fakes left, throws up the right sideline. Great coverage by Lyons. He goes up, bats it down, incomplete. Intended for McElvaney, but Demarion Lyons was more likely to come up with that ball than the intended receiver, as he had great coverage up the far sideline. Killeen moving right to left here in the second quarter. Basie was in great position to intercept that ball, and actually McElvaney kind of came over his shoulder and interfered with him. Here comes
Demarion Lyons again. I said earlier in the broadcast that he's continuing to shine, and thankfully he's not proving me wrong, because again, excellent coverage on that play.
And here's a big 3rd down and 9 for Killeen from midfield. Johnson wants to throw, looks right all the way. Now he's going to tuck it, he's going to run it. He's got the 45, the 40, 1st down. Makes a man miss at the 35 and out of bounds there. And Lyons, just good heads-up play. He looked up the right sideline for the intended receiver, and he saw kind of a crease along the left side of the field and just tucked it, beat one guy for the 1st down. And here's a flag comes in. I think that's going to probably be a sideline warning on Waco High. It is.
Waco. The first sideline warning.
I want to thank Dante Ward Sr. for listening and tuning in. Thank you, Dante.
1st down and 10, Killeen from the Waco High 35-yard line. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Blaze Albino is to the right of Johnson. Johnson fakes it up the middle, got 2 yards. Catfish Norman tackles him at the 33-yard line, gain of 2. 8:41 to play second quarter. Waco High leads 28-7 over Killeen here at WISD Stadium. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 man in the backfield with Johnson. Play action throws, right side, caught by Albino at the 35, gets a good block to the 30 to the 25-yard line and a first down. Killeen will move the chains. 8:22 to play second quarter.
Tom, I think we've been spoiled thus far this season because this feels like the longest drive ever, and it hadn't really even been that long. It's just we haven't been used to seeing this Waco High defense on the field for that long.
1st and 10, Killeen from the Waco High 25. Ball on the right hash. Killeen moving right to left here in the second quarter. Man comes in motion. Inside handoff. Left side. He's going to be hit in the backfield and drop for a big loss. Loss of about 3 to the 28-yard line. And I think that was Corey Ebron who got in there and just kind of.
It was Corey Ebron rushing around the left side of that Waco High defensive line, getting some really nice pressure in the backfield and forcing a 3-yard loss for Killeen.
So 2nd down and 13 for for Killeen from the Waco High 28-yard line. Marcellus Johnson sends 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right on 2nd and long. The left-handed quarterback in the pocket, throws up the middle, incomplete. Bounced off the hands of the intended receiver, DJ Dormius. Waco High had good coverage.
Yeah, and DJ Dormius got up asking the referee where the penalty flag was. I think he may have had a case to make as it looked like Waco High made contact before the ball got there, but
I think DJ Mangum timed it just right, Bryan Fonville.
Okay, Tom. I mean, you're not biased.
I'm just saying that.
Yeah.
I think you actually are right. I think Mangum got there just a little early, but no flag, so it brings up a 3rd down and 13 for Killeen from the Waco High 28-yard line. Johnson rolls to his left, looking to throw, pressured, throws it out of bounds, incomplete, brings up 4th down, and see what Killeen will do. What do you do 4th and 13 from the 28-yard line? You go for it unless you got a really strong-legged field goal kicker. Not, little bit of a wind coming in from the north, not much of one, probably enough.
I think they're going to go for it, Tom.
Yeah. Kind of in no man's land at the 28-yard line. 4th and 13 for Killeen from the Waco High 28-yard line. Johnson in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Johnson wants to throw. Throws middle of the field. It is caught at the 15 to the 10-yard line. First down, and a nice catch there by Brandon Fox, the senior wide receiver.
Brandon Fox not only with a really nice catch, kind of had to turn and catch that ball. Looked like it was thrown a little bit behind him. And as if making the catch wasn't hard enough, he was immediately contacted by a Waco High defensive player, took a bit of a shot, but was able to hold on to that ball. Really nice play by Killeen to convert on 4th and, 13?
Yep. And Fox is a sophomore wide receiver. I said senior. He's a sophomore wide receiver. And that sets up Killeen 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. Jamon Terry in the backfield. Johnson fakes it to him. Johnson to the 10-yard line. I think the ball's on the ground. Waco High saying they got it, and they did. Johnson, as he was going to the ground, fumbled the ball. Let's see who gets up off the bottom with that. Rodney Ratliff, the junior defensive back for Waco High, comes up with the ball. Let's look at that replay. Was he on the ground? No, he was not on the ground. That ball came out, and Ratliff was right on top of it right away. The replay shows clearly a fumble and a big turnover by Waco High in their own red zone. Stops the Killeen drive.
Really big turnover because Killeen was, they get a touchdown there. We kind of have a ball game again, but Waco High fortunate there to come up with a turnover, give the ball back to the offense.
1st down and 10 from the 8-yard line, and now Waco High fumbles, but Jalen Harris falls back on top of it at the 6-yard line. It's going to go for a loss of 4, and there was just a mix-up between Jalen Harris and Terrence Hamilton on the handoff. Clock run, 6:21 to play second quarter. Waco High leads Killeen 28-7. Jalen Harris sends 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Terrence Hamilton in the backfield with him. Harris wants to throw left side. Now he's flushed out. He's going to run right. Up the right hash, slides down at the 12-yard line to the 14-yard line. They spot it there.
Yeah, Harris was confronted in the backfield with some pressure from guy who was Amir Ward, Killeen linebacker, and made a really nice move to escape that pressure and scoot up for a 5 or 6 yard gain.
On 3rd and 6, pump fake. Harris now runs it up the middle. He's got a little bit of a seam, but it closes quickly. He's going to be hit at the 15 and stopped there, short of the first down. They're going to mark that ball at the 16-yard line in a punting situation for Waco High. 5:29, 5:28 to play, second quarter. Waco High leads 28-7 over Killeen here at WISD Stadium. Chris Escada will come on to punt this ball from the right hash. Killeen sends junior defensive back Willie McGee back to receive the Chris Escada punt. McGee stands just outside his own 40-yard line. Here is the snap and a strong rush, and Escada angles this ball toward the right sideline. It bounces at the 50, rolls inside the 45. Let's see, will they spot that probably right about the 42-yard line. They spot that ball right at the 40-yard line, so a good Escada punt. Goes for 44 yards and no return. It rolls out of bounds right at Joe Nesbitt and Joe Nesbitt Jr. and George Nesbitt, who were just making themselves at home on the Waco High sideline down there.
What do you think they're doing down there, Tom?
Nobody knows, man. Nobody knows. First down and 10, Killeen from their own 40-yard line. 4:50 to play, second quarter. 28-7 Waco High lead. Johnson throws left side, caught Dormius at the 40 to the 44-yard line, and Demarion Lyons tackles him there after a short gain. They give him 4 yards to the 44-yard line.
But a really nice job of Demarion Lyons coming up and jumping that route and making sure that that play didn't go for more than it needed to.
2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right on second down and 6 from their own 44 for Killeen. Marcellus Johnson in the shotgun. Man comes in motion. Jet sweep, left side. Zion Love has the corner. Flag comes in. It's going to be a hold. He's across midfield to the 48-yard line and a first down. But let's see the meaning of the flag. Holding on Killeen. Demarionte Moore called for the hold. It wipes out a Zion Love first down run into Waco High territory, and that'll bring up second and long.
Killeen running a lot of these side-to-side kind of stretch plays, trying to stretch this Waco High defense laterally. I guess deciding maybe they're not going to have that much success trying to run up the middle against big Nakevion Vincent and Anthony Eastland and Corey Ebron. Anyway. Just an observation, Tom.
It's a brilliant observation. Second down and 16 from their own 34 now for Killeen. Johnson throws left side. Zion Love caught at the 40-yard line. Inside screen to the 45 to the 46-yard line. Tackled by about half of the Waco High defensive team. It's going to bring up third down and 4 for Killeen from their own 46-yard line. 3:44, 3:43 to play. Second quarter. Waco High leads 28-7. But a big third down here for Killeen. Killeen fumbled inside the Waco High 10 on their last possession, trying to make this a 2-touchdown game before halftime. 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left on 3rd and 4. And Johnson wants to throw, and he does throw, and it's caught, dropped. It was in the belly of the wide receiver, DJ Dormius, and he just dropped it as he had caught it shy of the first down. He was looking to make a move to the sideline and just forgot to secure the ball, and it brings the punting unit on for Killeen.
Yeah, I think he knew he was about to catch it short of the first down marker and knew that if he didn't get upfield fast, he was going to be met very quickly by Jevin Ridge, who was substituted in on that play to help. I think Killeen had 3 or 4 wide receivers set, and Waco High wanted to make sure they had the proper personnel out there to defend it.
Waco High sends nobody back to receive this Jesus Gomez punt. It's a wobbly short punt. It bounces at the 30. It takes a Killeen roll inside the 20, now rolling a little bit back toward Waco Highway. It's going to be killed at the 19-yard line. And with 3:07 to play in the first half and a 28-7 lead, Waco High will take possession at their own 19-yard line.
While we're waiting for the Waco High offense to come back onto the field, really nice crowd on hand tonight, Tom, for what is some comfortable weather here in Texas. I don't see any jackets out yet, except here in the press box with you and me.
3:07 to play in the second half. Waco High scored took possession with 35 seconds left in the half last week and scored in 2 plays. Let's see what they do here. Handoff, LaDon King, right guard, dances to the 20, to the 25, 26-yard line, and a gain of 7 on first down. Clock runs, plenty of time for Waco High. They've got all 3 of their timeouts. Not even really probably thinking about that clock right now as it runs under 2:50 in the first half. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Terrence Hamilton stands to the right of Jalen Harris. Harris play action. No, he hands to Hamilton, hits the hole hard, right at the first down marker at the 29. I think they're going to spot him just shy of the first down. Clock runs under 2.5 to play in the first half. It is shy of the first down. It's going to be 3rd down and 1 from the 28-yard line for Waco High. What do you like here, Fonville?
I like a dose of Terrence Hamilton or a Jalen Harris. Keep calling his own number and getting the first down.
Those linebackers pinch in expecting that. Harris pulls it out, gets a good block, gets to the corner, bowls a man over to the 30. He's got the first down. Just what Bryan Fonville said. Like you said last week, it's Harris saying, I got this.
Yeah. And, I mean, on a play where he probably should not have gotten it. I mean, there were 2 Killeen defenders in the backfield, and Jalen Harris just made them both miss. Knew where he had to get for the first down and got exactly what he needed.
1st and 10, Waco High from their own 30-yard line. Ball on the right has Killeen, jumps. Flags come in, throws up the left sideline, intended for Quinn Williams. He goes up. Does he make the catch? I think that ball, he made the catch up the left side. I think they blow that play dead.
Yeah, and Terrence Hamilton took a shot on that play, and I wasn't watching. I don't even know how he took one.
Terrence Hamilton is down in the backfield, and they stop the clock here on the penalty, but they also... And I apologize, I didn't hear the whistles, so you could hear what they called there. The defense, Jalen Harris did draw the defense off. They jumped into the neutral zone, and the Waco High offense reacted, so that was a dead ball before that play ever got going. It will bring up 1st down and 5 for Waco High from their own 35-yard line. 1:45 to play second quarter. The trainers are on the field attending to Terrence Hamilton, the senior running back for Waco High, who had more than 1,500 rushing yards last year, who ran for 85 yards and a touchdown last week, and has a 40-yard touchdown run here tonight. Now he gets helped up, and he walks off under his own power. Coach Herbst talked in the pregame show about some of the cramping that his team experienced. I don't know if that's what that is. I kind of don't think so. Do you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speculate. 1, because I'm not really close to the field, and 2, I'm not a medical professional. But I think when he was first on the ground, I saw him reaching for his lower left back. So hopefully that's something that he can shake off and recover from pretty quickly.
They start the clock. It runs 1:40, 1:39 to play first half. Handoff left side, Carpenter, no gain, just off a left guard. It brings up 2nd down and 5 for Waco High from their own 35-yard line. Waco High leads Killeen 28-7. Clock runs. Waco High with 3 timeouts. 65 yards to pay dirt, and Jalen Harris on the quarterback keeper right side. Now he's got room. Flag comes in. He's to the 40, to the 45, 46-yard line. Another flag comes in. Clock stops, 1:11 to play second quarter. That's going to have to be a bunch of holding penalties. Lisa Saxenian enters the booth. It means we're probably in trouble for something.
Hey, Lisa.
Number 9, offense. Holding. Number 66, offense. That penalty will be accepted.
You're right, Tom. A bunch of holding. 2 holdings on 2 different people.
Killeen had their choice of holding penalties. They'll take the one that occurred closest to their own end zone. It pushes the ball back inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 2nd down and 11 for Waco High. 2nd down and 11 from their own 29-yard line. Clock runs now, 1:08, 1:07 to play second quarter. Waco High leads 28-7 against Killeen. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right is Quinn Williams. Randy Carpenter stands to the right of Harris, who rolls to his right, and he's going to run it all the way, gets a good block from Carpenter, out of bounds at the 35-yard line, 36-yard line, gain of 7, and it brings up 3rd and manageable. Actually, they're going to spot that ball at the 35.
Tom, Waco High found themselves in a similar position last week with the ball, less than a minute, and an opportunity to put points on the board. They only needed 25 seconds to go, 50 yards last week, to put that game really, I don't want to say out of reach, but it certainly helped the situation.
So 3rd down and 5 here. Jalen Harris sends 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Ball on the right hash, and Harris rolls to his right, throws in the right flats, caught by Michael Stimson. Big catch for the 1st down at the 49-yard line, the Waco High 49-yard line, and that's Michael Stimson's 2nd catch of the year. Had 1 catch last week.
Really nice throw by Jalen Harris, kind of zipped that past the Killeen defender, and also a really nice catch by Michael Stimson. Was able to get 1 foot down before he ran out of bounds.
Quinn Williams split far out to the left, 3 receivers to the right. Now Terrence Hamilton goes in motion to the left side. Look for Quinn Williams up the left sideline. Harris back to pass, wants to throw. Throws up the middle of the field for LaDon King. It's incomplete, almost intercepted, but incomplete. Stops the clock with 41 seconds to play in the first half.
I want to thank Dion Stewart for listening. Dion, I just want you to let you know that I passed your message along to Lisa Saxenian, and she says Mr. Trotter is listening. I don't know what that means, but message relayed.
2nd down and 10, Waco High from their own 44-yard line. Harris rolls to his left, throws up the left sideline, incomplete, intended for LaDon King, and a flag comes in. That's going to be pass interference on Killeen. 2 different defenders collided with LaDon King just before the ball arrived. And the back judge throws the flag. It's going to have to be defensive pass interference. And if so, it will move the ball inside of Killeen territory all the way to the Killeen 40-yard line. 35 seconds to play in the in the first half. Waco High leads Killeen 28-7. Waco High has all 3 timeouts in their pocket.
Defensive pass interference. 15-yard penalty. Touchdown.
That does move the ball to the Killeen 41-yard line. The clock will start, and it does start 30. Check that. It does not start on the pass interference penalty. 1st down and 10, Waco High from Killeen, the Killeen 41-yard line. Harris in the shotgun. He's got Terrence Hamilton to his right. Play action. Looks to throw. Now flushed out of the pocket left. He's being chased. Flag comes in for a Waco High hold. Harris is tackled at the 38-yard line, a gain of 3. But that will be a hold on Waco High. 25 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Stay tuned for the Waco High halftime show brought to you by the DeShazo firm. We're hoping to be joined on the air by Lisa Saxenian, who will have recap all the wonderful things and some of the not so wonderful things going on at Waco High. Actually, all wonderful things going on at the Big High. And Lisa's going to talk to us all about that. We're going to hope to get some scores from around the area from Anson Massey. Stay tuned after this game is over, or actually don't stay tuned. Click over to 1660 AM at the end of this game to hear the Anson Massey scoreboard show. Anson does a fantastic job bringing you all the scores from around this area and actually all around the state. Anson has a encyclopedic knowledge of high school football in the state of Texas. Nobody does it better than Anson Massey, so stay tuned for click over to 1660 after this game is over. But right now we're still in a ball game here. Waco High leads 28-7 over Killeen with 25 seconds left in the 2nd quarter. Waco High is going to have first and a country mile. The ball will be spotted at their own 49. They need the Killeen 31 for a 1st down. But really more than that, they've got 25 seconds and 2 timeouts after Waco High calls a timeout there. Got 2 timeouts, so.
Tom, did you say that Anson has an encyclopedic mind?
I said knowledge of high school football. Did I use that word wrong?
I just didn't know it could be used as an adjective.
I'm pretty sure it can.
Is that like the precursor to Wikipedia?
Bryan Fonville, the millennial in the booth with us, doesn't even know what an actual encyclopedia is. 2 to the left, 1 to the right. 1st down and 20 from the 49-yard line. Jalen Harris hands off to Hamilton, right guard. He pounds his way to the 44-yard line of Killeen, and Waco High will call its second timeout. 20 seconds to play second quarter. Bryan, it used to be that when you wanted to look something up, that meant going to a shelf and pulling a book off the shelf and opening it up and like reading information.
Huh.
Yeah.
Where did the book come from?
That's a good question.
Did you have to buy them?
Yeah, you had to buy it.
Wow.
And you had to, usually you had to buy them from somebody who came to your door to sell them to your mom, you know?
And you could probably, I mean, I've heard about these things. Would you buy knives and vacuums that way too?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
What a simpler time it used to be.
My mother bought Cutco knives and an Electrolux vacuum cleaner and the World Book Encyclopedia from random people who showed up on our door.
With lots of knowledge. While we're waiting for Waco High to come back out here, good to see Terrence Hamilton back out there. On a serious note, talking about why we're actually here. Good to see Terrence Hamilton back out there and running just as hard as he usually does.
Second down and 13, Waco High, 20 seconds to play second quarter. They've got the ball just inside the 45-yard line of Killeen, and Harris drops back to pass, and he wants to throw right side, caught by Stimson. Drops, he's down there at the 36-yard line, not enough for the first down, and Waco High forced to call its last timeout. Was that Stimson? It was Stimson who made the catch, and Stimson was trying to get out of bounds, but he had to go to the ground to make the catch. So kind of a sliding catch by Stimson. Nothing he could do about that, I guess, other than just drop the ball. But that you don't do that. Now Waco High's got third and short, but they've got 2, maybe 3 plays if they pick up a first down here to take a shot at the end zone.
And let's not forget, Tom, Waco High, we haven't really seen his leg yet on a lengthy field goal attempt, but Waco High has a kicker who won the Golden Boot Award at an Austin kicking camp this summer. Kicked a 63-yarder to win that award, and I believe the wind, if he does get a chance to kick this field goal attempt, the wind would be at his back.
Kind of a wind coming in from the northeast, really. But yeah, a helping wind for sure. But right now, 3rd and 5 from the 36 of Killeen for Waco High. 2 receivers to the left. Jalen Harris drops back, pump fakes. Now he's got the open middle of the field opens up. He runs to his right to the 30, to the out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Used a lot of time there. It leaves time just for one more play. 4 seconds on the clock. And here comes the Waco High kick team, Chris Escada.
But a really smart play by Jalen Harris. He pulled that ball down, started running up the middle, and I would imagine if we could have seen his eyes, he realized we have no timeouts left and I have to get out of bounds, and he did just that. Picked up a nice little cushion for his field goal kicker to get this attempt off. Nice play by Jalen Harris. Nice, smart play by Jalen Harris.
Jaden Bishop will spot that ball at the 34-yard line. A 44-yard attempt from Chris Escada. With 4 seconds left on the clock in the second quarter, it's a good snap. It's a good hold. Kick has the distance. I think he pushed it off. No, he snuck it inside the left upright. And a 44-yard field goal by Chris Escada brings the first half to an end. Waco High leads Killeen 31-7. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium. Waco High kicks off, fielded at the 15-yard line, running right to the 25. Good move to the 30, up the left sideline, 35, 40, 45, and tackled there by the kicker, and that was DJ Dormius.
Tom, do I have the crowd noise at the right level?
I think you do, Bryan. Okay. Maybe I'll touch it down a notch, but I think you got it right. So good return by Dormius. And he was tackled by Waco High's kicker, Raul Toribio, who had a good kickoff. And I'll tell you, Dormius is just a elusive runner. He it takes his time getting up the field because he moves right and left, and he's just hard to bring down. Killeen trying to get back in this game. 31-7 Waco High, just underway, third quarter. Carol Saxenian comes into the booth. Mr. Dupuis, how are you doing? Man comes in motion, 1st and 10. Now they blow this play dead. It's illegal procedure by Killeen.
We're a really popular booth up here in the Waco ISD press box, so please excuse any extended pauses where we're not necessarily talking.
The FCC prevents us from disclosing Joe Nesbitt's location at this moment. 1st and 15 for Killeen from their own 40-yard line after the illegal procedure penalty, and Johnson hands off inside to Moore, and he's grabbed by Catfish Norman and stopped for no gain. Norman just came up from behind and grabbed Demariante Moore before he could get that play going. Second down now and 14 after the 1-yard gain. Catfish Norman's given name was Curtivus Norman, C-U-R-T-I-V-A-S, but we're told he goes by Catfish. And on 2nd and 14, Johnson looks to throw right side, caught, hit hard right at the original line of scrimmage. Demarion Lyons makes a great play on Elijah Tunapopo, another good name on that Killeen Kangaroo team. Carol Saxenian joins us in the booth. Brings up 3rd down and 10 for Killeen at their own 45-yard line. Opening possession of the second half. Waco High leads Killeen 31-7. 10:52 to play third quarter. Marcellus Johnson in the shotgun on 3rd and 9. Left-hander wants to throw. He's being pressured by Eastland. Throws, intercepted. It is Mangum at the 45 to the 40, up the right sideline, cuts back to the middle of the field, 25, 20. DJ Mangum angles toward the left pylon, and he scores. DJ Mangum on the interception, takes it back 50 yards for the Waco High touchdown. DJ Mangum came up and Killeen was trying to set up the screen pass. DJ Mangum read it all the way. Marcellus Johnson was being terrorized by that Waco High defensive front, forced a quick throw. Mangum just stepped in front of it at midfield, ran right up the middle of the field, and then angled away from the defenders at the last minute into the left pylon. And here is Skata out of the Bishop hold, and the extra point is good, and it is all of a sudden 38-7. Waco High leads Killeen, 10:30 to play, third quarter. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to Waco ISD Stadium. A DJ Mangum interception returned 50 yards for a touchdown, and a Chris Escada extra point makes this a 38-7 Waco High lead over Killeen. 10:30 to play, third quarter. Toribio tees this ball up, puts his left foot into it, high end over end short kick. It hits at the 20, bounces straight up. It's fielded there. Oh, and he's hammered at the 20-yard line. They're going to spot him at the 21-yard line, but DJ Dormius got absolutely blown up on that play. I'm trying to see.
Got blown up by Darren Dawkins, number 39 for Waco High, playing on the special teams unit. And that's been just a consistent, I called it a theme earlier in the game, but it's proven to be true. Waco High's kick coverage, the combination of just the way that they're kicking the ball and the speed of these special teams guys covering on these kicks. Consistently, Waco High setting up good field, or the opposite of good field position for Killeen.
Here is the sweep. Zion Love around right end. He's going to be hit by Edward Coleman and finished off by number 40 for Waco High, Andrew Osierny. Goes for a gain of about 1, maybe 1.
Yeah, really nice job by Osierny getting out there. Again, Killeen all night has kind of tried to get the edge on Waco High. A lot of these lateral plays to the side, and nice job in pursuit by Andrew Osierny. How do you say that, Tom?
I think it's Osierny.
Okay.
We got to check
Osierny.
that. Second down and 10 for Killeen from their own 23-yard line. Ball on the right hash. Johnson throws flats left side. Caught. The 25-30 up the left sideline. 40. Midfield. It's a foot race to the 30, to the 20, to the 10. And DJ Dormius is going to go 77 yards on the pass and catch for the Killeen touchdown. It was just a simple pass out into the left flats, and DJ Dormius made a couple of guys miss and then just got free up the left sideline, had one man to beat. He did beat him, and it goes for 77 yards on the reception from Marcellus Johnson. And now Jesus Gomez comes on to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Bo Buckley. Jesus Gomez, the left-footed kicker. The snap is down, the kick is up, and it is good. And Killeen answers the Waco High defensive touchdown with a 77-yard touchdown pass. 38-14, Waco High leads Killeen. 9:31 to play third quarter. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium, where Killeen has cut the Waco High lead to 38-14. 9:31 to play third quarter. Gomez puts his left foot into it. It's going to be fielded at the 9-yard line by Carpenter. Up the left sideline, hit at the 20, but makes a good move to the 25. Cuts back to the 30 to the 32-yard line. A good return by Randy Carpenter. And Waco High will come out actually with their first possession, offensive possession of the second half. DJ Mangum intercepted a Marcellus Johnson pass and took it 50 yards for the touchdown on Killeen's opening offensive possession. Killeen on its second possession went 77 yards. Johnson to Dormius. And now Waco High gets the ball for the first time, leading 38-14. 9:22 to play third quarter. Jalen Harris comes out at quarterback. Quinn Williams split far out to the left. Michael Stimson split far out to the right. Josh Hamilton, the inside receiver, on the right. Hamilton in the backfield, and Hamilton gets it around left end. He gets a good block, gets to the 35. Tough running to the 40, gain of 8.
Terrence Hamilton threw one of those trademark stiff arms towards the end of that run. Didn't want to run out of bounds, so get off me. We have a Killeen player down on the field. While he's down, I do want to give a shout out to Branche White. Branche, who is listening to the radio broadcast. Branche works with a lot of these Killeen players. Branche was up here in the press box last week visiting with us, had an opportunity to visit with him, and he's a proud Waco High Lion. Branche, we appreciate you listening and tuning in on Facebook. If you are listening to this on Facebook and you want to get an on-air shout-out, give us a comment. We'd be happy to do that. Kat Cook, thank you very much for listening. Appreciate it. Dion Stewart. Now Dion knows Branche's listening, and they're talking on Facebook. So, you know, that's what Waco High Radio does. It's a beautiful thing. We connect people. It's an added service that we provide.
You know, Brian, those guys that were in here on the halftime show that played on that state runner-up golf team back in 1981. One of them that had to leave early was Don Dean. I want to tell you a story about him in a minute. 2nd down and 2 for Waco High from their own 40-yard line, and Killeen shows blitz, and they do blitz, but there was a false start by Waco High. It's going to move this back to the 35-yard line, and it will bring up 2nd down and 7 for Waco High from their own 35-yard line. Waco High leads here 38-14, 8:55 to play third quarter. Waco High and Killeen from WISD Stadium. So on 2nd and 7, really more like 2nd and 8. Now 2nd and 7 from the 35-yard line. 2 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here is Hamilton up the middle. He runs hard to the 39. They're going to spot him up at the 40. He basically gets the penalty yards back, and it brings up 3rd down and 2. Waco High wants to go quickly. They go right up to the ball. Well, now Jalen Harris turns to the near sideline. Waco High traveling left to right here in the third quarter. Waco High wearing those all red uniforms, red tops, red pants, red helmet, white lion on the side. And on 3rd down and 2 from their own 40-yard line, Terrence Hamilton in the slot on the right. Harris, zone read, hands off to LaDon King. He's blown up in the backfield. He's going to lose 4 yards back to the 36-yard line. And we're going to see Chris Escada in the Waco High punt team.
Yeah, I know that play didn't go anywhere, but before the snap we saw, we've talked about it, just how much Jalen Harris knows about this offense. Terrence Hamilton wasn't sure where to line up. Jalen Harris knew where he was supposed to be. Instructed him to line up behind the tight end as he was coming into motion. And anyway, Jalen Harris is just a smart football player who knows a lot about this Waco High offense.
Chris Escada to punt to Willie McGee. Oh, it's a beautiful high spiraling punt toward the right sideline. Bounces at the 20. Waco High bounce, and it is Terrence Hamilton pulls it in at the 15-yard line. But Escada with a beautiful 35, 40, 50-yard punt, no return. Probably more like a 49-yard punt, no return.
How often do you see the starting running back on punt coverage down at the opposite end of the field, first one to the ball?
You know, Waco High really emphasizes special teams. Marty Herbst talked about it in the pregame show. And, you know, it's a third of the game. And he says we spend a third of our time on special teams. He puts his starters on special teams. You'll see these guys returning kicks, covering on kicks. First down and 10 for Killeen from their own 15-yard line. 7:23 to play third quarter. And here is Johnson, the left-handed quarterback, bounces in the pocket, throws up the right flats for McElvaney. Oh, it's incomplete. And Demarion Lyons in great coverage bats that ball away. Demarion Lyons had the interception last week on the first possession. He's having a big night tonight.
Tom, we were talking about encyclopedias earlier. If you looked up great coverage, I think you'd see Demarion Lyons' picture. Is that how an encyclopedia works, Tom?
Ryan.
Hey, while we've got a quick break, I want to thank the Johnson and the Latchison families for tuning in to the broadcast. Thank you.
2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Now Dormius comes in motion. It's a zone read, fakes it to Dormius, and Marcellus Johnson has the 20 to the 25, across the 25 to the 27, and a first down for Killeen. Now they've been coming on that sort of jet sweep, and that time Johnson just put the ball in the belly of the running back, but pulled it out and ran right up the middle for a quick 12 yards and a first down. 1st and 10, Killeen from their own 27-yard line. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Here is Dormius in motion. Now Johnson wants to throw, and he looks up the middle of the field, and he throws again for McElvaney, and it's incomplete. And again, Demarion Lyons just in great coverage. I don't know that he got a hand on that ball, but he broke up the play by hammering McElvaney right as the ball got there.
And Teodric Eastland took, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but was right up in the grill of Marcellus Johnson as he let that ball, as he let that ball go. I think he had to let go of that one a little bit earlier than he would have liked because of the pressure he was facing.
Tayoni Gomez stands to the right of Johnson. Johnson just takes it around right end, and here is Dooley Coleman, pushes him out of bounds at the 28-yard line. Going to spot that ball at the 29 for a gain of 2. Good defense by Dooley Coleman just to see that and beat Marcellus Johnson to that far sideline. Killeen in white jerseys and maroon helmets moving right to left here in the third quarter. Waco High leads this game 38-14. 6:31 to play third quarter, and a big 3rd and long for Killeen. These teams have traded touchdowns in the second half. Waco High trying to get its defense off the field. Marcellus Johnson, the big left-handed quarterback, sends 2 to the right, 2 to the left on 3rd and 8, and he's going to try to run it. He gets out, he shakes one tackler, he slides down shy of the first down, slides down at the 36-yard line. He needed the 37.5. He got about the 35.5, and it brings up 4th down and about 1.5 yards. Let's see what Killeen does. Trailing by 24. Still with 1.25 to play as the clock will go to under 6 minutes third quarter. And they're lined up like they're going to go for it. 4th and 1 from their own 36-yard line. Johnson in the shotgun. He takes the snap. He hands it right side. Stopped. Does not make it. Dropped for a loss of 1 back to the 35-yard line, and the Waco High defense comes up big time.
And that was Nakevion Vincent. Try to run up the middle on this Waco High team on 3rd and 1, and that might as well just be called Nakevion Vincent down because he is all over those short running plays. Blew it up in the backfield and came off celebrating. And I think he earned the right to celebrate too.
We're going to start calling those 3rd and short, 3rd and Vincent.
Brought to you by, yeah. I like it.
But a big play by the Waco High defense, and they're knocking at the door already. Waco High 1st and 10 from the Killeen 35 after the failed 4th down attempt by Killeen, and Jalen Harris takes the snap, and it's a reverse. Josh Hamilton coming left side, gets a good block from Jalen Harris left sideline, out of bounds at the 31-yard line, goes for a gain of 4, and Josh Hamilton is hammered over there on that far sideline. It looked good when it was first set up. Those defensive backs kind of closed it off quickly.
You know, I was thinking on the last drive, Tom, and I didn't say it, so it sounds a little, I don't know what the word is for me to say it now, but Josh Hamilton really hasn't been that involved in this game, especially compared to last week's season opener where he had a ton of catches. And I think maybe that's a conscious effort by the coaching staff trying to get him involved in this game.
Second and short, Randy Carpenter, left side. Good block from LaDon King, and he gets 3, maybe 4. Then we'll see where they spot that ball. Looks like they're going to spot it just shy of the 25-yard line and just shy of the first down. It will bring up third and about 1 yard from the 26-yard line of Killeen. Danico Gibson in there now at that far wide receiver on the right side. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. LaDon King and Randy Carpenter in the backfield, and King, pitch, option play, left side, pitch to Carpenter. He's got the first down and out of bounds, not much more. He kind of gets knocked into the cheerleading squad on that far side. Nothing dirty about that, just a lot of players in their momentum. And
Killeen on that play blitzed both of their outside linebackers, brought pressure up the middle, and Jalen Harris was fortunate to kind of pitch that ball at the last second so that Randy Carpenter could scoot out to the outside and pick up that first down.
They marked that ball just outside the 20 at the 21-yard line. 1st and 10, Waco High from the Killeen 21. 5:24 to play third quarter. Waco High leads Killeen here at WISD Stadium 38-14. Jalen Harris at quarterback still. Here is the handoff to LaDon King. He's going nowhere. He's hit hard at the line of scrimmage. And a good strong tackle there by Amir Ward, the defensive end, sophomore defensive end for Killeen. Waco High goes quickly now. They've got Killeen in a personnel switch. Play action. They blow this play dead.
I think there were too many men on the field, Tom. Killeen was trying to rush a defender off.
I'm not sure why you blow that play dead, though. It was a substitution infraction. Bryan, you're right. Killeen had too many men on the field. They blow that play dead, and it brings up 2nd down and 5 from the 16-yard line. Jalen Harris in the shotgun. Throws left side. Quinn Williams, corner of the end zone, dives incomplete. Just kind of threw it a little bit too far outside the far sideline. Waco High traveling left to right here in the third quarter.
Looked like they were trying to set up a back shoulder throw to Quinn Williams. Those are very tough to defend. The ball was just a little bit off, but Quinn Williams definitely had separation, and had that ball been on target, we'd be talking about a Waco High touchdown right now. Easier said than done, though, Tom.
3rd down and 5 for Waco High from the 16-yard line of Killeen. Killeen blitzes. Harris keeps it. Leaps over a man at the 15, gets to the 10, first down at the 9-yard line, and a great athletic play by Jalen Harris to pick up the first down.
Waco High going with tempo again.
Harris in the shotgun. He's got Carpenter to his right. 1st and goal from the 9. Harris rolls to his left. Now rolls back to his right. Pump fakes. Ball's on the ground. I think Killeen got it. Ball's still on the ground. Killeen recovers it back at the 28-yard line. Harris was just pump faking, and he just kind of lost control of the ball. I don't think that was a forward pass. I think he was trying to tuck it back in, and it goes for a fumble and a turnover, and Killeen takes over at the at their own 28-yard line.
Yeah, Tom, I think you're right. It looked like he was trying to pump and then kind of at the last second pulled it back in, and looked to me like a Killeen defender may have gotten his hand on the ball too when that happened. Jalen Harris does not make many turnovers. We talked on last week's broadcast. He didn't have a single interception last year. So a rare mistake by the senior quarterback.
Marcellus Johnson brings his team back out onto the field, trailing Waco High 38-14, 4:25 third quarter. Johnson here, hands off left side more, coming near side at the 30. He's going to be hit hard and stopped at the 34-yard line. Rodney Ratliff, who had a fumble recovery earlier tonight, makes the tackle. Waco High got a lot of those second-team linebackers in there. Sammy Johnson comes off. Jaden Bishop comes in. Gain of 7 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 3 for Killeen from their own 34-yard line. Ball on the left hash. 2 receivers to each side. Demariante Moore in the backfield. Now here comes Zion Love. Play action. Throws left side. It is caught at the 30 to the 25-yard line. Big catch by DJ Dormius. They spot that ball at the 22-yard line. He just went up and made a great catch over Michael Estes, who had good coverage for Waco High.
Yeah, it was a really nicely thrown ball. Killeen faked the jet sweep on that play, and Marcellus Johnson set back. Really nice throw.
So first down and 10 for Killeen from the Waco High 22-yard line. And here's Johnson, gives it to Moore. Moore's hemmed into the backfield. Jaden Bishop makes the tackle at the 20, call it the 19-yard line for a gain of 3.
Corey Ebron really impacted that play, got upfield very quickly and forced the running back to change his momentum.
Second down and 7. Moore gets it again. Flag comes in. That's probably going to be a hold. It goes for no gain to the 19. Again, Jaden Bishop, Catfish Norman on the tackle. Who is that getting up? Anthony Eastland on the tackle. Did they say holding right there?
Tom, I wasn't paying attention.
Come on, Bryan.
Sorry.
We do have an injury timeout. It looks like Anthony Eastland is on the ground. He looks like he's getting up, so we won't go to a commercial. Nakevion Vincent comes in for Eastland. 3:04 to play third quarter. Waco High leads Killeen 38-14. Killeen is driving. They've got the ball inside the Waco High red zone. Anthony Eastland kind of now down on, he was down on the ground. He started to get up and he sort of stopped on both knees. The training staff is attending to him. It looked to me, Bryan, like he was kind of favoring an elbow or a shoulder or something, and now he gets up and is walking off under his own power and favoring his left arm. The Waco High training staff was right on top of it.
And so were you, Tom, with your diagnosis. I mean, you're yards away. That's pretty amazing.
I have a brother who has medical training, so I pretty much know. So the holding penalty takes Killeen back outside the red zone. Second down and 18 from the 29. Johnson wants to throw. He's hit hard by Bishop. He's going to be sacked back at the 36-yard line. Jaden Bishop came on the blitz from the backside, which for the left-handed quarterback, Johnson, is the right side of the offense. And Johnson never saw Jaden Bishop until Jaden Bishop had him on the ground. Brings up 3rd and 24 at the Waco High 35. So a big 3rd down and 25 for Killeen. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Ball is mishandled by Johnson. He's going to be hit hard in the backfield and drop for another sack back to the 40-yard line. Teodric Eastland gets in there alongside Stephen Johnson for the 2nd consecutive sack, and it brings up 4th down, and they got to get to Carl's corner for the 1st down here. Killeen traveling right to left from south to north here along I-35 in Waco, and they're going to go for it on 4th down, and no kidding, it's 4th and 29 from the Waco High 40. And here is Johnson, back to pass, looks, throws, middle of the field, it is underthrown, incomplete. Waco High will take over on downs at their own 40-yard line, 1:38 to play third quarter. Waco High leads Killeen 38-14, and that was a promising offensive possession for Killeen until penalties, a holding penalty and 2 consecutive sacks pushed them way back outside of the red zone, and Waco High takes over with great field position, trying to put the nail in the coffin here. Jalen Harris comes out at quarterback. Quinn Williams and LaDon King split to the right. Danico Gibson and Josh Hamilton to the left. And here is Randy Carpenter over left guard, 4 yards to the 44. Matthew Mason comes in at wide receiver for Waco High. So Mason and Gibson to the right. Quinn Williams and LaDon King to the left. Randy Carpenter is in the backfield with Jalen Harris on 2nd down and 6 from the 44-yard line. Harris barks out a hard count. Killeen flinches but doesn't jump off sides. Harris looks to the sideline. He's got the play. 2nd and 6. Here is Harris on the zone read. He keeps it to the 45 to the 47-yard line. Gain of 3 brings up 3rd down and 3 for Waco High. This clock runs under a minute to play in the 3rd quarter. Waco High leads Killeen 38-14. Waco High went down to Leo Buckley and beat Killeen 34-7 last year. 3rd and 3, Waco High from their own 47, and Harris wants to throw. Flags come in. Harris is pressured, throws up the right sideline looking for Gibson. Incomplete pass. See the meaning of the flag. Maybe some kind of illegal shift by Waco High. Offsides by Killeen. Right. That's going to give Waco High a 1st down.
I guess Jalen Harris knew that, knew he had a free play, and just kind of threw it up down the right side because he threw it into double coverage.
Bryan, it usually comes down to Jalen Harris knowing what he's doing. You know?
Yeah,
he is a savvy. He is a savvy football player. 1st and 10, Waco High now inside Killeen territory at the 48-yard line, and Harris now looks to the sideline. Clock stopped, 28 seconds to play 3rd quarter. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Here comes Killeen on the blitz. I think they were offsides, no flag. They're going to sack Jalen Harris back inside the 50 at the 48-yard line, and that was just timed brilliantly by Anthony Albino, the senior linebacker, came in on the blitz. I swear he was in the backfield before the ball was snapped.
It's timed a little too brilliantly, Tom, because he got a penalty for it.
Oh, I didn't see the flag come in.
Oh, sorry, I thought you knew about
that.
No,
I thought it was obviously offsides, but I did not see the flag. And now a Killeen man is down. Cameron, we got to do one of those legal IDs, don't we? You could do it right now if you want to, or if we wait till the top of the hour. Just take it away.
What did you say a legal ID was? It's like a robotic you're listening to?
Yeah, we'll wait for a little bit, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you more heads up next time. 17 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter at WISD Stadium. Waco High leads Killeen 38-14. And they've got the ball now 1st and 5 from the Killeen 43-yard line. And now Waco High will just let the the game clock expire. And so we'll take a break. Going to the 4th quarter at WISD Stadium. Waco High leads Killeen 38-14. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium, where Waco High leads Killeen 38-14. Start of the 4th quarter here. David Moreno is coming out onto the field for Waco High at quarterback. Probably the last we've seen of Jalen Harris. This is the beauty of these non-district games, Bryan. You know, this game is not exactly out of hand. It would be unusual for Killeen to come back and win this game, but it is very important to keep Jalen Harris healthy and also to get some reps for these younger players. And Moreno takes the ball, hands off to Randy Carpenter, who has 2 yards to the 41.5.
And Tom, that was the nice thing about last week's game is that Waco High got out to such a big lead that a lot of the second team, both offensively and defensively, got a lot of playing time in the second half of that ball game. And you never know when you're going to need one of those guys later on in the season when someone goes down to injury.
They give Carpenter 1 yard to the 42 of Killeen. 2nd down and 4. Waco High just going to milk that clock. Play clock goes under 5 seconds. Moreno sends 2 to the right, 2 to the left. And here is the handoff to Carpenter again, and Carpenter has the first. Oh, no, they stop him short of the 1st down. Just short. He gets to the 39. He needed the 38. 11:07 to play in this game. Waco High with a 24-point lead over the Killeen Kangaroos, longtime rival of Waco High. I want to say thank you to George Nesbitt and Joe Nesbitt Jr., who have been helping us with Instagram and other various things. 3rd and 1, Waco High, and Moreno wants to throw. He's drawn him off sides. Flag comes in. He doesn't have anybody to throw to. He's going to be sacked. No, now he fumbles. Killeen picks it up. They running it back to the 49-yard line, but let's check the flag. I think that was a free play for Waco High, but we'll see. I'm not sure Moreno knows it. Oh, no, he's just running over to talk to his coach. He knows he's drawing him offsides. It is offsides on the defense.
I'm glad you said that about George Nesbitt doing our Instagram, because I don't think anybody's been checking his work, and there's no telling what he's posting. Now we've got another penalty flag down. This one looks like it's also going to be against Killeen.
See what they're going to do here.
Wow.
Unsportsmanlike conduct is going to push Waco High down inside the red zone. Give them first down and 10 at the 19-yard line. LaDon King and Randy Carpenter in the backfield behind Moreno, who's in the pistol, and he hands off to LaDon King. Left guard spins 15, dives to the 13-yard line. Gain of 6 on first down for LaDon King.
The nice thing about Waco High and their skill positions is they have a ton of depth at running back, so these guys are not tired, even though we're here in the fourth quarter.
Moreno wants to throw. He looks for Johnson on the slant. He catches it at the 1, and he falls forward into the end zone. Do they give him a touchdown? Touchdown! That was Matthew. I said Taro Johnson. That was Matthew Mason, who came on the slant and caught the Moreno pass for the touchdown.
Really nice throw by David Moreno. Two defenders had to fit that ball into a very narrow window. Nice throw, nice catch. 6 points, Waco High.
Chris Escada to attempt the extra point out of the hold of Jaden Bishop. It's a good out, but here whistles before the play got started. False start on Waco High. Waco High will have to try this one again. So Moreno will move this 5 yards back, and Moreno will, Escada will attempt this extra point from the 15, so kind of a 25-yard field goal. And it is, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. And Waco High takes a 45-14 lead, 9:47 to play in this one. Waco High all over Killeen. Waco High football on 101.3 FM. Toribio tees this ball up, puts his left foot into it. It is a high end-over-end kick fielded at the 10-yard line, left sideline, and it is McElvaney. He's hit at the 20, breaks out of that, running left. Dooley Coleman clamps down on him at the 19. So McElvaney loses a yard, and Dooley Coleman gets a special teams tackle.
Tom, while we're waiting for both teams to come back onto the field, our student of the week this week is brought to us by the Waco Bank District, and our student of the week is Will Grant. Will is a junior at Waco High. He's an academic achiever, a member of the National Honor Society, the Rotary Challenge Team, and Will was recognized this summer as a Scholastic All-American swimmer. He actually qualified or posted a qualifying time in the 200-meter backstroke, a time of 2 minutes and 2 seconds. He swims at the Waco Family Y. He also coaches young swimmers and plans to swim at the next level when he's in college. Doesn't know where he's going to go yet, but he does want to study medicine.
Johnson throws left flats, caught at the 25. McElvaney up the left sideline, first down to the 30, and out of bounds at the 33-yard line. A lot of those Waco High reserves in there now, getting a lot of valuable playing time.
Absolutely.
The entire secondary now is that second team unit. We'll try to get Bryan Fonville to get those names to you here of that second team unit. Marcellus Johnson throws left side. It is caught and hit right at the 39-yard line. We spot him up to the 40.
That was Jevin Ridge on the tackle there. Jevin Ridge, who I believe had an interception in last week's game, comes in plays a little bit with the ones, but also comes in with the twos. Here out there with the second team secondary. There's one, Tom. I identified one.
Yep, Michael Essex playing left corner. Rodney Ratliff playing that left safety. And here Johnson throws on second down. Caught at the Waco High 45 to the 39-yard line. And that is Zion Love.
Jevin Ridge again on that tackle. And I believe that was Andrew Cerny, who has been like a moth to the flame all over the field following the football around tonight.
Two receivers to the right, two to the left on first down and 10 from the Waco High 39-yard line. Marcellus Johnson throws left side. It is intended for McElvaney, and he drops it, incomplete pass. 8:32 to play in this game. Waco High leads Killeen 45-14. Stay tuned after this game for the post-game show brought to you by Community Bank and Trust. I want to say thank you to David Lacey. He's here tonight with his good friend John Derrick, who was honored at halftime along with some of the other members of the 1981 Richfield Rams golf team. And here on 2nd and 10, Johnson wants to throw, and he's well protected, but now the pocket collapses. He runs left side to the 30, hit hard at the 35-yard line and out of bounds. That was Rodney Ratliff on the tackle, just upended Marcellus Johnson. He was in the pocket, it kind of collapsed on him, and man, Ratliff just planted his helmet into the thigh pad of Marcellus Johnson and upended him. It brings up 3rd down and 6 for Killeen from the Waco High 35-yard line. Two receivers to each side. Johnson throws left into the left flats, caught at the 35 to the 30. First down inside the 27-yard line, right at the 27-yard line. Move the chains for Killeen, going against that second team Waco High defense. Dooley Coleman in there. But other than Coleman, that entire secondary is the second team. Two receivers to the right, two to the left. 1st and 10, Killeen from the Waco High 27-yard line. Marcellus Johnson takes the shotgun snap and he throws up the seam and it's incomplete. There was contact, flag comes in. McElvaney was interfered with. I'm not.
Yeah, I don't know that it was interference so much as their legs maybe just got caught up and tripped up, and I think they're going to get Michael Essex here for, wait, is that the right number?
Yeah,
Rodney Ratliff. One of those two, either 25 or 45.
Yeah, it was 25, Rodney Ratliff, you're right. You know, one of the things that went on today at halftime is the Lake Air girls softball team that won the Little League World Series softball championship. They were honored at halftime, and they're still here at this game, walking around enjoying this family atmosphere.
A nice tie-in too. You know, the Waco Bank District is a sponsor of our Student of the Week. They also presented that team with a $5,000 check to help send his friends and family members to Oregon for the Little League World Series.
Here is Marcellus Johnson. Play action now, flushed out of the pocket, being chased to the left, throws into the end zone. It is incomplete, intended for Zion Love. Just threw it over his outstretched hands. Yeah, you know, the Bank District does really, really good things for this community, Brian. They tend to sponsor teams like that. They reunite flip-flop owners with stray flip-flops that are found dirty and smelly on the side of the street, or in this case in the middle of the street. What else is the Bank District? We'll talk about that in a second. 2nd down and 10, Killeen from the Waco High 12, and Marcellus Johnson sends 3 to the left, throws that way, overthrows McElvaney.
Tom, you asked what else the Bank District contributes to the community?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I think, you know, the most obvious thing, or, you know, honestly, it probably goes overlooked, but the Waco Bank District really for decades has been supplying probably at least 1/3 of the click pins that you find at restaurants throughout the community. And really, you know, we wouldn't be able to write in this town if it wasn't for the Bank District.
I really had never thought of that. 3rd down and 10 for Killeen from the Waco High 12. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, and he throws to the right, and it's incomplete. Intended for Colin Price, who came on the slant from that right side, incomplete. And so Killeen will have to figure out what to do on 4th and 10 from the Waco High 12, trailing by 31 points with 7:09 to play in this game.
Colin Price, the Killeen receiver, ran a really nice slant route fortunately fortunately for Waco High, I guess, the ball was thrown a little bit behind him and wasn't able to haul that one in, because if it had been on target, he probably would have been walking into the end zone for 6 points.
Killeen's going to go for it. Why not? Here is Johnson. He's flushed out of the pocket. He's going to be snow. He throws it into the end zone. Incomplete. He was in the arms of the Waco High defensive line, but he throws it out of the back of the end zone rather than take the sack, and Waco High will take over at the 14-yard line. And great pursuit there.
Yeah, by Steven Johnson, who just kind of came out of nowhere, was flying into the backfield. And really nice pursuit on that play by Steven Johnson. Another one of those second, I don't know if he's second or third team, but another one of these Waco High players getting some playing time as a result of this big Waco High lead.
So we'll see David Moreno again at quarterback after he threw a touchdown strike on his last offensive play. 1st and 10, Waco High from their own 12, leading by 31 with 7 minutes to play in this game. And here comes Randy Carpenter, left in, cuts it up off tackle. Man, he's carrying about 3 guys to the 15, to the 17, to the 19-yard line. Spot him at the 20 for a gain of about 8.
And Waco High with a rare huddle, which gives you an indication of where we are in this ball game. Waco High content to bleed a lot of this play clock in between plays and probably to run the ball for the rest of this game.
Stay tuned after this one for the Community Bank and Trust post-game show, and then when that's over, click over to 1660 AM for the Central Texas Scoreboard show and Anson Massey. And here, this snap to Moreno is short, and Randy Carpenter just alertly falls on it for a loss of about 5 yards back to the 15-yard line. And it brings up 3rd down and 7 from the 15. Clock running, 5:44 to play in this game. Waco High going to move to 2-0 here today against another 6A opponent, the Killeen Kangaroos. You know, Bryan, Killeen is a team that went to the playoffs last year out of District 8 6A. They're predicted by Dave Campbell to go back to the playoffs. And on 3rd and 8, here is the handoff to LaDon King, who gets to the 20 and is upended there, shy of the 1st down. And I take that back. That was Randy Carpenter, not LaDon King. But Chris Escada is going to come on to punt. Now a Waco High lineman is down. Jordan Banda, the junior offensive lineman. Now this may be a cramp right here. He's kind of clutching his left leg. We'll see. I don't know that this is a cramp. Let's take a short break here. Cameron Savoie, if we could take a very short break. It's 5:13 to play, 45-14. Waco High leads Killeen. Back for more Waco High football on 101.3 FM.
I think we may have just taken a legal ID.
Oh, that was a legal ID.
Yeah,
hey,
the legal ID that we were wanting.
Yeah, well, that's good. We ought to be back here because they're helping.
Is it a legal ID or is it station identification? Because I feel like I hear all the, I want to do whatever the big time radio guys are doing, and they always say, let's pause one moment for station identification.
That's a good question. This is a question. We'll get to the bottom of this.
Things to research for next week.
The guy on the Killeen team with the second coolest name, Montego McIlvaney, stands at his own 38-yard line to receive this Escada kick. And that is high snap. It's over his head, and it's going to be picked up by Killeen, and they're going to walk it into the end zone for a touchdown. And that was Demond Irvin, the senior linebacker, just scooped up the fumble and ran it into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah,
So,
the snap back to Escada was just a little too tall for him. Bounced off his hands. Unfortunately, drifted. When it bounced a little bit too far away for him to get back on top and do anything with it. Killeen really really easily able to scoop that up and kind of waltz into the end zone. He didn't really waltz into the end zone. He trotted into the end zone.
That's right. You know, you and I wouldn't know what it was if he was waltzing.
It wasn't a foxtrot, that's for sure.
See anybody waltz. Here is the extra point attempt from Jesus Gomez, and the left footer pushes it off to the right side, pulls it off to the right side. No good, so the score will remain 45-20. Waco High leads Killeen. 5 minutes to play in this one. 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium. Waco High leads Killeen. Killeen just scooped up a fumble on the deep snap to the Waco High punter and ran it into the end zone for a special teams touchdown and cut the Waco High lead to 45-20. Waco High is practicing that special teams. They've got their hands team out there expecting an onside kick from Killeen. You've got 10 men in about a 10-yard area between the 50 and the 40. The lone man back to receive is Randy Carpenter, and Killeen does line up in what looks kind of like an onside kick formation, but here Gomez does kick it. Onside kick. It is fielded by Demarion Lyons on a leaping grab, and a nice grab. Waco High will take possession of this ball, but heads up by Demarion Lyons. And you know, this is a game that means nothing for district championship, district standings, playoff pairings. It means nothing, except you want to win and you want to give your players an opportunity to work on things. And here's something they get to work on, an onside kick attempt.
Absolutely, Tom.
Marty Herbst will have a lot to talk about on special teams. You know, we've had some spectacular plays on special teams, some nice kick coverage. They've also faltered in the special teams, so it'll give the coaches a lot to work with their team on. David Moreno comes out at quarterback, 4:56 to play in this game. Waco High with that 25-point lead against Killeen. Moving right to left here in the fourth quarter. Moreno in the shotgun, and he gives it, no, ball's on the ground now. Moreno just jumps back on top of it, back at the 38-yard line. Loss of about 7 yards on the play, and just a mix-up there in the handoff to Randy Carpenter.
Yeah, it looked like Moreno tried to pull that ball back, kind of Jalen Harris style, and I think Randy Carpenter was expecting to receive the ball and take off with it.
Was Texas A&M ahead by 25 or more points with 4 minutes in that game last week against UCLA?
I think there was, I don't know what the time, I don't know how much time was left on the clock, but they certainly had a big lead with very little left in that game.
Waco High milking that clock, 4:15, 4:14, second down and 17 from their own 39. Here is Moreno, and he hands it to Carpenter, left side. He's got room, 40, stiff arms a man at the 45, 46-yard line, and Randy Carpenter very alertly goes straight to the turf to keep that clock running, and it runs under 4 minutes to play. So look here at the end, if he doesn't see that he's headed toward, well, he kind of got his shirt, he was sort of jerked to the ground more than he fell to the ground, but in any event, he does stay in bounds so that clock keeps running. It brings up 3rd down and 10 for Waco High from their own 46-yard line. 15 on the play clock. Moreno looks to the near sideline to his coaching staff. 9 on the play clock. Waco High in a huddle of all things. And here Moreno now sees that he's got to hurry to get this snap off, and he does get it off just as the play clock expires. Handoff, hammered behind the line of scrimmage, dropped for a loss of 1. But the clock continues to run, and Waco High can take another 40 seconds off this clock. It's going to tick under 3 minutes to play. 45-20, Waco High leads Killeen here at WISD Stadium.
Waco High is going to punt this ball. We'll see if we get a better snap this time.
Chris Escada does get a good snap, and he gets a beautiful high spiraling kick. Fair catch called for inside the 15-yard line. And I think when
that was a beautiful kick, Tom.
It was beautiful. The 15-yard line, it's a
had a really nice spiral to it. That's kind of the first punt where we've seen, you know, we know that Chris Escada has a big leg. We read about it in the offseason, that 63-yarder that he kicked in that kicking competition down in Austin. That beautiful spiraling punt.
Willie McGee called for a fair catch. kind of unnecessarily, but he had to be looking up into the sky for a long time for that high kick and just didn't realize how unnecessary it was to call for a fair catch. It goes 40 yards with no return. Killeen running personnel on late, 1st down and 10 from inside their own 15. And here is a new quarterback, throws intercepted by Waco High at the 20, to the 15, to the 10, to the 5, and that is a touchdown, Waco High. And that is Steven Johnson, the backup linebacker, just stepped in front of that pass thrown by Bo Buckley, the backup quarterback. And Waco High gets a defensive touchdown, and they lead 51-20.
So on these last 2 defensive plays for Waco High, we've seen 2 really great plays by Steven Johnson. First, the pressuring of the quarterback on the previous offensive possession for Killeen, and here coming up big with the interception return for a touchdown.
Chris Escada to attempt the extra point, trying to make this a 52-20 game. Nakevion Vincent runs on late. 16-15 on the play clock. Somebody better make room for big Nakevion on that front line, and he gets into his stance with plenty of time, and the snap is low, but Bishop puts it on the tee, and Escada puts it through the uprights. Waco High on the Steven Johnson interception return for the touchdown, and the Escada kick makes this 52-20, 2:30 to play. Waco High football, 101.3 FM. Welcome back to WISD Stadium. Toribio puts his left foot into it. High short kick, fielded at the 25, dropped there, picked back up, and at the 27-yard line, hammered hard by Dooley Coleman.
You know, Tom, next week Waco High will face off against Harker Heights. Harker Heights actually played last night, beating Round Rock McNeil 38-35. Exactly sure what that pushes Harker Heights' record to on the season, but that'll be a good test for Waco High.
Who did you say they played tonight?
They actually played last night, Tom, and they played Round Rock McNeil.
Gotcha, yeah, and they beat Elgin in week 1, 27-21.
So a couple close games for Harker Heights.
Here is the snap on 1st down and 10. The pass attempt out into the left flats is incomplete. Killeen quarterback now is Bo Buckley, the senior backup quarterback, and also plays wide receiver. He's the one that threw the interception to Steven Johnson on the last possession. Both teams just trying to get some guys some experience. 2:16 to play in this game. Waco High is going to take home a big victory over a big 6A school, the Killeen Kangaroos. Waco High leads 52-20, 2nd and 10. Here is the handoff, left side, 35, 36-yard line.
I want to give a shout out to Steve Boggs. He's here tonight for the Waco Tribune Herald, his editor over there, and covering tonight's Waco High versus Killeen game, tweeting out some score updates. And if you haven't been to the Trib's website, really nice photo gallery from last week's season opener against San Antonio Roosevelt. We posted a couple of those pictures on our Facebook page. You can go check them out.
3rd and 2, pass into the right flats, McElvaney. He's got it at the 35, 1st down to the 40. Flag comes in to the 42-yard line. Clock runs. See what the meaning of that flag. It was thrown over there around the area where McElvaney made the reception.
Hold it. Offense, number 10. 10-yard penalty from the spot. 3rd down.
Holding against Killeen.
You really like saying McElvaney, don't you?
I like saying McElvaney. I like the name Zion Love better.
Okay.
I was telling somebody, why didn't my mother not name me Zion Love? Zion Love Nesbitt is a perfectly good, honorable, cool-sounding name.
Tom, what's your middle name?
Zion. Tom Z. Nesbitt.
I wish people could have seen kind of the sheepish way that you smiled as you said that. Zion.
We got an injury timeout now as trainers attend to a Waco High player. Or is this just an actual timeout? I don't really, the trainers are all on the field, but I think they're just giving people water. Both teams still have all 3 timeouts, so I don't think anybody took a timeout here.
There's actually, Tom, there's a player down at the 42-yard line for Waco High on the sideline. and that's what's got action held up.
I'm sorry, you're right. He's actually off the playing surface on the Waco High sideline. Now he gets up. 1:40 to play in this game. Waco High going to move to 2-0. Killeen going to move to 0-2.
The player that was down was Tyreek Webb, but the good news is he's up on his own and appears to be, again, we're no medical professionals, but he does appear to be doing all right.
3rd down and 8 from the 30-yard line, and here is the handoff right up the middle, right into the teeth of the Waco High line for 3 yards and well short of the 1st down. David Lacey stuck around for almost all of this. He and his wife Nancy Lacey leaving the game with, stayed almost till the bitter end. We want to thank him for his sponsorship. Community Bank and Trust sponsors the post-game show. Stick around for that. It'll be an abbreviated post-game show. Then as soon as we're over there, we'll switch over to 1660 AM and listen to the high school scoreboard show. Anson Massey, those guys over at 1660, David Smoke, Paul Catalina, Cameron Savoy do a fantastic job. Killeen going for it on 4th and short, no reason not to. Throws up the right sideline, incomplete, flag comes in. That might be a defensive hold. That pass intended for Colin Price was way overthrown. Defensive holding on Javon Ridge, who had an interception last week. Waco High drill team coming down on the field.
That Waco High band over there still playing. Sounding good.
.40 seconds to play in this one. First, the holding penalty on Waco High's defense brings up 1st down and 10 for Killeen. Handoff left side, 45-50, 45-40. Out of bounds at the Waco High 35-yard line. Clock stops, 30 seconds to play. Want to thank Cameron Savoy for his technical brilliance tonight. Want to thank Paul Catalina, David Smoke, Anson Massey. Want to thank the folks here at WISD, Jack Stanley, Coach Johnny Tusa, the athletic director, Lisa Saxenian for joining us on the halftime show. Here's 1st and 10 from the Waco High 35. Handoff into that line, goes nowhere. That's probably going to be the last play of the game. Killeen doesn't have to take another snap. Trailing Waco High here 52-20. Clock rolls 15-14. Next week, Waco High travels to Harker Heights. Well, Killeen will run a play. 2nd down and 10 from the Waco High 34. Here's a handoff right side to Jesus Gomez. He gets to the 25 to the 24-yard line. But that'll do it from Waco ISD Stadium. Waco High with a compelling, dominating win tonight over the Killeen Kangaroos, 52-20. We're going to come back for the post-game show brought to you by Community Bank and Trust. You're listening to Waco High football on 101.3 The Highway.